Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. Aries here with a quick video update. I'm going to my purse because I usually keep perfume in it. And I'm also listening to Aaron's phone go off from time to time. So, today's been an interesting day because we went to town this morning. We got up, we went and did our own errands we had to. And then we decided to go to town. Well, going to town was an interesting thing today because we told the bus driver, "Can you drop us off at this place?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, no problem." So we get there. Then we get out of our drop off and we walk a bit and we go into Burger King. They serve breakfast till 10:30, so I was like, "Oh yeah, this is so wonderful." Next thing you know, yeah, I'm sitting there and, have to go to the bathroom. And I keep a letter with me at all times saying I'm not a threat to anyone using the girls' room. Run in there, use the bathroom, come out, washed hands, and first thing I did was, Aaron's like, "Hey, did you know there's multiple tasty drinks here?" Because I went with lemonade. So it's like, you got strawberry lemonade, you have peach lemonade, you have raspberry lemonade, you have, all these lemonade, pink lemonade. And I'm like, oh, that is really cool. So I finally did that. And then I decided afterwards to take some time, to talk to Aaron while we had an hour and 20 minutes to kill. And while we're sitting there minding our own business, Aaron said, "So, how did everything go, Rita?" Not good. Not good. First of all, the chicken sandwiches the last time were freshly made, but the problem with it was the chicken sandwiches were piping hot, and it was like it fresh out of the deep fryer, so it burned me immensely. Burned me on it. So then after that whole incident, um, right? Um, Yesterday, quiet blizzard. Yesterday, the other day, today, I'm sitting there and I say, no lettuce, extra onions, a little more sauce than usual. Be quiet, blizzard. A little more sauce on the burger. No pickles. What they do? Extra onions, no extra sauce. It's like Burger King is supposed to be get it your way, nothing else. So finally we got done. And Aaron's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, your burgers, maybe next time tell them more sauce. Not too little, not too much, just right." What did they do? Very little sauce. It's like, what? You ask for extra onions, you get extra onions, but you get less sauce. What the hell? Then I'm walking afterwards with Aaron, and this old lady slams in, doesn't get an accident, turns like this really fast, taking a corner. Dry old Betty, like 80, like, and she was like, almost ran us over in a Lincoln Town car. It's like, Bits, you're an old Betty. Don't get behind the wheel of a car. So, anyways, then, then, uh, then I decided after this whole problem with this old biddy trying to run us over, and the bad customer service with the Burger King. I think Aaron asked for a biscuit and said he got himself a McMuffin type thing. It's like Aaron wanted a sausage biscuit, not a McMuffin thing. finally,
it was a sausage cheese McMuffin, or sausage cheese muffin. But you know what? It was well worth the $1. It wasn't like I got overcharged or anything. I could live with that.
so anyways, and then on the whole ordeal, as we got over to Walmart, or not Walmart, sorry, Safeway, Walmart's next trip, I think, going to Safeway, we decided to go in, and this is where it got kind of interesting. Aaron goes through the guy I usually go through for medicines. And nice guy, by the way.
And you were ignored at the meat counter.
I was ignored. First, this guy's like, "Oh, look, there's a weirdo." And he walks past. I'm like, "Excuse me," no answer. 3 people, excuse me. Finally went to Aaron.
So, and then we walk back over there, and the guy comes around, and he's like, "Who was first, you or you?" And the guy says, "Oh, I was." And I'm like, "Actually, she was, but she was ignored." And I said, "All I want to know is, are you going to be able to get this in?" And we found out he couldn't. And we wandered off.
Anyways, and then we went and we got some deal in bourbon, and then we got out of there, and then Aaron basically...
Then I went back and I got 2 Black and Mild cigars, and I needed a lighter, so I went and paid for them, but after I lit up, I realized there was something wrong with the dollar amount, and looking at it, I wasn't charged for the lighter, so when we were done with the Black and Mild, I went in to return the lighter. I didn't need to buy it at that point anymore, so. But I didn't want to walk away with something I didn't pay for either.
So, you know, so we had no problem in town, but yeah, it was just interesting, and you know, between Burger King not making the burger you want, it's like,
yeah, you wanted enough sauce on it. You asked them, well, should I ask for extra sauce or not? And they said, oh, our best cook's here. You'll have plenty of sauce. You won't need extra.
But here's
and then there was like none.
Here's the thing, as I said before you came in, Aaron, is what do the guy do? The guy's sitting there and he's making a burger and he goes, oh, extra onions. We'll just give the onions, but less sauce. The damn sandwich was so dry, it was like, you know, dry as dry can be. And I'm like... I mean, when you go to Burger King, or not Burger King... you know, when you get...
Well, they say you're supposed to get it your way, but you didn't want too much sauce, so you didn't want too little sauce. They end up giving you too little.
When I used to eat at McStrokes, as I call it, McDonald's, I'd tell them how I wanted my Big Mac, and they would do it.
No, I remember you had the same problem. You asked for no lettuce and stuff, they'd reduce the amount of sauce, too.
Yes, but I'm just saying, but I don't eat there anymore. They finally got it figured out, but I don't eat there anymore. The other problem is, with Burger King, in my opinion... is you ask for a Whopper, they give you a Whopper. You ask for a Big King, and instead of the full size, like the same size as a Big Mac, the Big Kings are shrinking.
And you know, I always told you you should save some money at McDonald's on the Big Mac, because you could get the same thing with the double cheeseburger. Just ask for sauce on it. You lose the center bun, but you get what you want. And you know, it's $1 instead of, or $1.50 instead of being.
I mean, you guys know the other video I did the other day. I had to go to a doctor's appointment. I was kind of semi-humorous then, but I said it then. The gourmet of fast food burgers must be Dairy Queen because it was $3 for a cheeseburger.
But people don't usually go there for fast food. It's not. People go through the drive-thru. They want ice cream.
Anyways. So, we finally got back home, and the neighbor, I don't think he was being funny, says, "Hey, what'd you do with your hair? Oh, that's too much money." Yeah, okay, too much money. In my humble opinion, it's... in my humble opinion, certain things should be cheaper, not more expensive, you know. And, I mean, they should have a $1 burger, not a $3 basic cheeseburger. And Aaron even apologized to me wholeheartedly when he...
Yeah, I didn't think it'd be that expensive.
Yes, give me a cheeseburger. And she's like, oh,
you know,
okay.
It was really good, though. And it was it was more than a quarter-pound burger. At least I'd say it was. It
No,
felt like it.
No, anyways,
McDonald's is supposed to use a quarter-pound patty for a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, and their third pound is the damn steak burger.
Their cheeseburger is like an 1/8 pound. So
anyways, and then, like I said, I complained about that, and you know, it was just like, why should someone pay that kind of money for a burger, you know? I mean, Aaron wholeheartedly apologized, but you know what? He wanted the burger. I gave him the burger because I figured, what the hell?
I needed something a little more than ice cream to get me by. But then you ended up giving me half of one of your sandwiches because there wasn't enough time to eat it all.
Yeah, and the fact that...
You didn't want to eat and walk.
Yeah, and I was wearing a nice, elegant dress that day, as an elegant German woman I am. Anyways, so yeah, the point being is I'm not complaining about that, but I didn't tell you guys since yesterday's video or the day before, but I was minding my own business and I got somewhere here. Okay, here's the deal. I called up on, it was Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday. I had to go in, so I called up the my endo, that's my hormone doctor, and the nurse and I are becoming friends, like on first name basis. Like, oh, hi, how are you today, Aries? Oh, that's great. Anyways, called her up, said the thing's in it. Next thing you know, she contacts me and says, oh, yeah, by the way, the doctor will be getting back to you probably by Friday. Today's Friday. Possibly even as late as Monday to give you your results. So you might need to increase your dosage again. So we'll see where that plays out. Meanwhile, you know, my next dosage is coming up. Meanwhile, I emailed the doctors about questions, and I'm getting those answered. And then I get an email from a woman who's the assistant receptionist secretary to the psychiatrist. I figure, oh, I got to talk to her by at Friday. We'll get things settled by next month. Next thing you know, she says your appointment is this day and this time at this point, 90 minutes. Medicare is paying $400. Whoa! All right, $400, no problem. Well, you know, I've been trying to look into getting Aaron into the same woman. Apparently, which was funny, on Tuesday, my therapist was copying so much as I said. He was like, So anyways, oh, that's an interesting fact I got to put down. And it was, every question he pretty much asked, it was like, oh, well, what do you think of Caitlyn Jenner? Oh, what? Why? I should have a session with Aaron on your dime about why he doesn't like trans people. Aaron loves me to death. I'm not a deceiving little whore. Like you see these ones like, hi, my name is Marsha. And they got huge cans, you know, and they're like, you liked me, you know. It's like, no.
One thing I've learned about transgendered people is 98% of them seem to fit into the stereotype of I don't want anyone to know. I want no one to ever know in my life, and I have to have it done this second, or I'm going to die. And unfortunately, that's not the way to be.
Well, like I told...
They become obsessed by it.
I told my therapist, I secured Aaron, with Aaron's help, bless his heart, he secured one surgery for me. I secured another surgery. But as I said in previous videos, and the administrator's like, oh no, you need to bill it as this, and this. You can't bill FFS as FFS with this code, because FFS is a long list of surgeries. I mean, well, be taking Aaron, let's just say...
It's not a long list. It's the fact that there is no standard procedure. It's not like there's 10 steps, we do this, this, and this. When they do facial feminization, what they actually do is bill for each individual thing that needs to be done. So if you need a nose job, a chin implant, a brow shave, a trachea shave, a cheek implant on this side, you know, a patch of skin removed here for an eye lift, whatever. All that stuff is billed technically separately. And because all those things are considered cosmetic, there are no codes to submit.
Exactly.
And you might need 4 different surgeries. You might need 12 different surgeries.
Exactly. So the point...
So there is no standard.
Exactly. So the point I'm trying to make to everyone here, and I didn't mean to bring it up, but, you know, I secured one surgery. Aaron secured the other surgery. We're planning ahead for it all. And yet... you get these idiots. Oh, if I can't have that doctor get back to me, I'm killing myself.
Yeah, so call him and get him to call me back. I'm sorry, but it's not the job of 40 other people to call and try to get the doctor to call you because the doctor isn't calling you back. That's not right.
I'm not going to go into details.
I mean, let's say her name was Stephanie, which I don't even know what her name was, so I can't even tell you. But let's say her name was Stephanie. She's sitting there. Everybody, please call this doctor. Tell him that Stephanie blah blah wants Garcia. I'm looking at a movie poster with Andy Garcia on it. So now let's say Stephanie Garcia. Tell him that call Stephanie Garcia back right away, or I'm going to kill myself. So then like 40, 50 people call the office and say, oh yeah, you need to call Stephanie. You need to call Stephanie. You need to call Stephanie. You know, that's not anybody else's job to do that. You wanted the doctor to talk to you, then you contact the doctor. If the doctor doesn't get back to you, you wait until he does.
Exactly.
Or you give up on him.
Exactly. Go somewhere
I mean, you
else.
honestly don't want to go through a doctor who can't even handle their own phone calls. If they can't handle things, they're disorganized.
I mean, let me put it to you this way. The one day Aaron was trying to get some information to line up my surgery, bless his heart. Aaron's a sweetheart. He spoke to the man himself.
Yes, and it's because he was answering his nurse's phone, and his nurse is gone most of the time, but he usually isn't near the phone either.
And then it's like the same day Aaron looked at me the other day, and his eyes went like this. I'm like, you wouldn't believe what happened. Aaron says, what happened? I called one of my representatives on a problem, a state-level representative, not a federal level. I got the man himself, the representative for the state, Washington State Congress. Oh yes, I don't believe in secretaries that often, so I do the job myself, miss. You know.
I mean, but yeah, this doctor, him and his nurse only work in the office like one day a week. So if you're gonna hear back from them, it's gonna be that one day if they have time. And because of the site that this person's asking on, there's literally like 3,000 or 4,000 people trying to get their surgeries. They're probably all trying to go through the same dang doctors. Which means each one of these doctors has 3,000 or 4,000 people to call. What's the chance they're going to be able to
get back to you? Or answering emails like crazy. I mean, the doctor got back to me and he says...
It's called being overworked. And this person has created a problem where a lot of these doctors are overworked because there's not enough of them and too many people wanting what's done. So you know what? Just deal with it. Stop threatening to a bunch of poor people that you're going to kill yourself if you don't get it done. What, the poor people are going to end up sacrificing theirs that they want just as bad so that you don't kill yourself and get theirs?
I would like to ask Aaron a question.
I would not, if I was going through it, I would not dare sacrifice mine to go and pay for somebody else's.
I was just going to ask Aaron, being a sweetheart. He set it up, as you all know, I'm not telling you yet and where we're going, but he set up the consultation date. And the nurse, knowing we're coming from about 3,500 miles, set up the surgery date 8 days later. So, Aaron, my question to you, honey, is should I give up my surgery date and stuff for some douchebag that wants to commit suicide, even though she looks better than me?
You can't just say, here, take my date instead. No. Honestly, you cannot do that.
No.
I mean, you want it just as bad. I mean, as a religious person who believes in the right thing to do would maybe make a sacrifice for somebody else, but you know, that's the thing. Transgender people are not religious.
No, Aaron,
they never will be.
I was going to say
and something. Yes, I know there's the one who likes to say thank you Jesus in all of her videos, but I'll guarantee you that before she had her surgery she was saying, why there is no God, why would God do this to me? I
wanted to say the other thing Aaron said is sacrificing. Aaron's sacrificing enough for me. And you know what? He's a sweetheart. But those are out there that he says, oh, as a minister, I should sacrifice. Aaron would turn around and tell me, no, I've been doing it. See, the day I have my surgery, it's going to be 18 years, 1 month, and 5 days. That's too long to transition. So why should I sacrifice, for example, when no one else will sacrifice for me except Aaron? How many trannies would sacrifice for me? None. They'd be like, thank you very much, I'm going to the bank. See? So the bottom line is, for all of you out there, is, you know, it's just, this wasn't supposed to be a rant about much. I was just saying, it's like Aaron said in previous videos. We're not going to be giving the
Ow!
location or the information of who's doing the breast augmentation.
Yeah, exactly. What ended up happening is this doctor doesn't do them anymore on Medicare because Medicare doesn't cover them. However, we came up with a way that it might be able to go through, and he's never tried it that way. So he said, well, you know what? I'll give it a trial and see if it'll work. I'll go ahead and do yours. Well, if we tell others where, she could lose the fact that she's going to be this trial. And because the doctor might say, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to do this sooner because I'm curious. Well, then then he finds out by the time Rita gets around to it that it's not going to be covered. She might never be able to get it done then. At least not for years. So we don't want other people to just steal that because transgender people will do that. They're vultures. They find out about one thing, you'll have 20, 30 of them trying to get the same thing from the same doctor.
I mean, we already got douchebags.
Within a matter of minutes.
We got douchebags out there. They're saying, you got to build it under breast reconstruction because if you were a genetic woman, you would have breasts. But since you can't, you need this. Then they turn around and they tell me, no, if we're doing breast augmentation, we're billing it as breast augmentation. They're not.
He stinks.
We'll give him a bath then.
No, he smells like a corn tortilla, actually.
See?
Have you been in the corn tortillas again?
So anyways, the bottom line for all of you out there is, today's been good minus the fact that we had some people that did not want to stop for us.
That was horrible. Rita doesn't understand the one. There was this lady driving something like a Mercedes-Benz.
You mean the Lincoln Town car?
Okay, fine. It was the Lincoln Town car. See, I'm not good at cars because I don't care.
They should ban them.
All I knew is it was a very fancy-looking car. Anyways, she pulls into the parking lot at 80 miles an hour. Well, it wasn't that high.
70 is what I figured.
She was probably about 45 to 50. However, she was taking a left-hand turn in a very, very busy street where she would have been lucky to get a chance. So she kind of floored it to get through the traffic. Unfortunately, we were just walking into the way and she didn't see us, and we had to stop our brakes, put the brakes on our walking so that we didn't get hit. And then she kind of smiled wryly at us and like, oops, sorry. I mean, it was kind of an odd way to handle things, but I understand why she took it that fast. As a former driver, because I drove back when I was in my teens, I know how hard it can be to try to go against traffic. Take a left-hand turn across oncoming traffic where it's really, really busy. You could be waiting 20 minutes, half an hour.
I do want to...
So she had an opportunity. She took it. There just happened to be people in the way, and she really didn't have time to slow up.
So, I wanted to make something that made me laugh today, being a woman and all, it made me really giggle, is...
You got a coupon for tampons.
Yeah,
And the woman at the front said, you might need these.
Yes.
So you thought it was great that somebody thought you might need them.
Yeah, I thought it was the cutest thing, actually,
The other point, we were crossing sorry, I want to go back to the cars. We weren't done with the cars. It was
okay, go ahead.
But it's been said. One of the cars that ran through was going like 35 and a 35 and didn't even slow up for the crosswalk when we were in it. And it was a city worker of the city of Ephrata. And the car right behind it decided it was just going to piggyback along too, even though it saw the flag. The flag is the same as having a stop sign. It is not a suggestion. It is a stop. If you run a flag that a pedestrian is holding in Ephrata or Quincy, I've seen them in Moses Lake too, if you run a flag, that is the same as running a stop sign. It is a traffic violation. You can be stopped, you can be ticketed, and if I remember correct, it's not a very pleasant fine for running a stop sign or a red light.
Yes, but all our police out here are lazy mother effers.
Yeah, out here, though, a cop will watch it and they won't do a damn thing about it. In fact, a cop is just as likely as anybody else to run one of those. So it's almost as if it's a suggestion, but it's supposed to be no suggestion. It is a stop. It's like the stop bar when you happen to be in a street. If you pull over the crosswalk, you are in violation of a law. You have to stop behind that stop bar. It is not there as a suggestion. It is there because you're supposed to stop behind it. But people don't. They pull over and then they look at you like, why aren't you going? Because if I go out of the crosswalk, I am violating the law. It's called jaywalking. So I can be pulled over because you violated the law, which I try to tell the cop that you violated it, and more than likely a cop would look the other way for them, but probably look the other way for me too. But still, I like to follow the law. I will not walk out of the crosswalk.
Exactly, exactly. And it was just, between cars today, my burger not being prepared properly.
And the meat man.
And then the meat man being like, oh, yeah, what a weirdo. And I'm like, excuse me. 3 of them looked at me, excuse me. And they're just like, oh, sure. Finally, Aaron's like, hey, who's next? She was. She has a question.
Yeah, I made them take them. They were willing to take me. So I actually said she was next, but you guys ignored her back here. And then I just continued to ask my question without giving him a chance to say, well, hold on a second, let me help this guy. No, they ignored somebody else, which was discrimination. They were going to answer the question right then.
And he didn't want to answer the question. You can see it in his fat, tubby body, too.
Well, he's the one who didn't know how to cut prime rib.
And then he's sitting there.
He's the same one. He's the one who cut the prime rib so horribly that it was disgusting.
Yeah, and he's got 3 lackeys in there that know
actually, it was okay. It just had way too much fat because it wasn't cut proper, and it was cut. It wasn't cut close enough to the bone, so the bone didn't do its job when it was tied to it. There should have been heat passing between, and there was no way for the heat to pass between.
So, but anyways, everything's going along and faster than I expected. But what the hell? As I told Aaron in yesterday's email. That we got an email that came in that basically said psychiatry evaluation for gender identity disorder on the 31st. So we get to go back on the small bus, which, by the way, it's a Friday, and apparently Friday is a day that the bus is pretty much empty. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I would figure Friday would be pretty packed because a lot of the people trying to get their chemo done before the weekend.
Yes,
get their injections before the weekend.
Yes, but if you listen to frickin' the lady that took the call, she said make your appointments not for Tuesdays and Thursdays because you'll be crammed in there like a sardine.
Yeah.
We went there on a Wednesday and it was empty.
Yeah.
There was like 2 other people besides us in a bus for like 24 people. So, yeah. So, anyways, they got it set for
we went
Friday.
to Dana's, that was a Wednesday. Well, no, that was a Tuesday.
Tuesday, which was packed as tin as sardines.
Yeah,
but
barely had
when we went for your appointment with my urologist, there was only 3 others, and that was on a Wednesday. So, So as long as you make it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, it's fine. Apparently they do chemotherapy in the oncology department Tuesdays and Thursdays, which I do want to say one thing before we go, and I upload this, is me and Aaron was getting kind of picky where this old biddy that owns her own car is using the Medicaid system to go and see her husband in a nursing home.
It's supposed to be a medical transportation bus for medical purposes only, and they're taking her to see her husband, which I don't really mind that they do. I think that's really nice that they do that, but that's not the purpose of the shuttle. And I just wonder why some of these people don't go to Moses Lake for their thing. I mean, we were on the bus with 2 people who were going to get their eyes done, and there's at least 7 or 8 eye doctors in Moses Lake. So do they really need the medical shuttle from Moses Lake all the way out there?
Anyway,
I understand that the service is there, though, and it's paid for by taxes.
Yeah, and
it's going to run regardless or not.
Yes,
so they might as well take people.
Yes, I agree, but the point I made to Aaron is, and you guys heard me yesterday, I think about it, or the day before yesterday, the bus was reeking of tunas. And it's like,
I didn't even think it was bad. I couldn't smell anything.
I was holding
it was
my
only
breath.
you who could smell
Yeah,
it.
because I had the nice African couple that was African-American couple that was, no problem. But, dude, yeah, we were told no eating on the bus. That's what I was told.
Well, the driver had to go and get them out of the cafeteria And they shouldn't have gone to the cafeteria because there was only 3 minutes till the bus picked up when they walked in there. I'm surprised they were able to eat as much as they did of their food.
So, yeah, anyway.
They almost got left behind. Luckily, she decided to go and try to find them. But here we are looking like, oh, crap, we don't have time to eat this. We're trying to scarf our food down. You would have had plenty of time. Instead, you gave me half your burger so you could finish it, without throwing it out. And then the driver had to go and try to find 2 of the people because they weren't there.
Yeah, and so...
And here they are sitting down trying to enjoy a nice meal. They didn't even think about the fact... Bus is here at 12:30. It's 12:27. Let's not wait for the bus. Let's go get food.
And we're outside, and I'm like, there goes the bus. We're ready to roll. And Aaron's like, okay. And he can walk. I was wearing a dress, so I could not.
We didn't even end up leaving until about 12:45, 12:50.
And then Aaron,
we were supposed to leave at 12:30.
And then Aaron, being a sweetheart, says, why don't I just go get and share a cheese stick? And then we did, but the damn pizza guy was being an a-hole that day. I mean, sit there and he makes us wait so damn long. He didn't even cut the damn cheese. It was like...
No. You're wrong.
The cheese bread.
First of all, we get there, and the first thing that's wrong is our sodas. Both the Coke and Dr. Pepper, or A&W, were out. All it tasted like was soda water with some coloring in it. It was horrible. Which, if you've ever had a soda that's out of syrup, that's the way it tastes. So I mentioned it to him, and he's gone for like 15, 20 minutes to go and check the bags. I could have had those bags changed out and, all within about, 5 minutes maybe. So there was no reason for us to wait that long. And then right after that, we ended up waiting another 20 minutes, but I didn't have a problem with that. They were cooking 3 pizzas for 2 guys at one table. And those pizzas had to go in first. They ordered first. Even though ours was just cheese sticks, and that's basically cheese thrown on bread and tossed in the oven. So they should have been able to have ours just on time, about the same time. Especially since it only takes 5 or 6 minutes at Domino's to cook a pizza. So, anyways, that's the first 2 problems. Then I ordered garlic butter for mine, and they end up bringing out rock hard butter. You can't dip in that. You cannot dip in that. And, they usually have that stuff that's in a container, but they refrigerate it, and it's supposed to be soft. You're not supposed to refrigerate that. It's supposed to be liquid in a container so you can dip in it. So anyways, they refrigerated the butter, and I guess they're making it homemade now, and so I'm not going to get the garlic butter for dipping anymore. I'll get marinara. I always got the garlic butter to dip, but...
Yeah, and then that was just the second thing. The grocery store was no problem when we went up there, except I think that when we went in there, we were both belly aching that there was like, what was it, 14 buses coming in that day for illegals. Yeah, it was that day.
Yeah.
And we're like, the farm
Many
workers.
of them are illegals, but it's better to just say farm workers because a lot of them are illegally here.
Yeah, farm
they
workers,
live on the farms. They have bunkhouses, basically, and they bring in like 40 workers at a time. And there was literally like 20 buses there, each one holding probably 10 to 15 farm workers. There was probably a good 200 or 300 people in the store.
And we're just like, So
and this happens usually 2 to 3 times a week that there's that many buses there, usually when we get there. And it's kind of upsetting when you're trying to...
He makes a better door than a window.
Yeah, it's fine. His head's cute. Isn't your head cute? Come here. I'll play with you some more.
Anyways, so, and as I said to everyone the other day, the bus driver, a sweetheart, by the way, she sounds like an old hippie from the 60s. She's like, awesome, cool, tubular, gnarly, but she's driving the bus, and she's like, next time I will make sure we get there and we drop you off instead of dropping off 5 blocks. She's like, man, your feet must hurt. No, it didn't. When I got home, I was like, and then...
Yeah, she kept trying to give us extra rides. It's like, oh, you shouldn't walk. Well, we don't mind walking. We don't have a problem
I said I was going to go and have a couple cold ones. She's like, okay, drives away, but here's the
But then she's like, do you want to ride to wherever it is you're going? No. It's only another block, jeez. But she was even like that in, when we were in Wenatchee. She's like, oh, I could pick you back up over here. Oh, no, you got to go get blood work. So, oh, okay, but that's a long walk. No, it's not.
Well, we got done, but, you know, we were also looking at crap in the box, too. We were thinking about that because time was over. But,
thank you.
but we had enough time. The only reason why is I was complaining about the prices in the bistro. You know, we got more food for what we paid for at Dairy Queen than we did for, you know, at the hospital's own.
Yeah, so even though it was about the same price and you were saying it was really expensive, it was actually more affordable.
The only thing I regretted was not getting a soda for my burger, but you know they wanted like $2.50 for just a small soda.
Yeah, that's a problem. I'd bring something from home or.
Then I didn't think about it, but you know it wasn't bad. But my funny thing is what I said.
I think I'd take two like Aquafina bottles empty and fill them up at the water tank thing that they have in the hospital. Just be like.
Yeah, that tank was empty. But here's something that was really funny too. Talking about that whole trip, as I said the other day, I'm sitting there and I get in the door, you know, and I'm still in my dress and everything. Boop, boop, boop. So I get my computer on because my therapist says, oh yes, can you help me with things for future transgendered people like 14 and 16-year-olds or under that want to have a sex change?
Yeah, he wants to help 10-year-olds. Apparently he's got a few.
I'm like, for crying out loud, you can't make the decision yet. Yes, I can.
I'm surprised there's that many out here.
It's genetics.
Yeah, he wants to believe it's genetic. It's not. They can't prove it. And anybody who wants to sit there and argue with me saying that it's provable, the place that says that it's provable, they've actually done a study trying to duplicate that. It was done at a clinic, university here in America. They took 20 straight males and 20 transgender male to females. They ran the test, and like 4 of the people who were straight males came back supposedly with the gene, and only like 2 of the 20 transgender people came back with the so-called gene. So it's not definitive. In fact, it seems more that it proves that it's not to have the gene.
Well, anyways, the bottom line is... So
therefore that gene has nothing to do with it, probably.
So the bottom line is, my therapist, I asked him again about the gender marker on Social Security, and he's like,
okay, Blaze.
Oh, ask your psychiatrist about it. If I gotta ask the psychiatrist for anything, then what am I paying you for? You know, is what I said. And he's like, well, I need some guidance. I'm like, you know what's gonna happen, sir? You're gonna be asking me for guidance. I'm gonna send you my bill. By the time I do get there, you'll be owing me a couple hours of free services.
Yeah.
He just laughed. It doesn't work that way. It does because it seems, no offense to my therapist, he is a nice guy. But it seems people out there, as Brother Aaron said, are too damn lazy to do their own work. Oh, can I have the list?
Well,
can I have
this is something I really love too. I've only met recently of transgender people I've talked to online over the course of the last 10 years. I've met probably 7 or 8 of them. All 7 or 8 that I've ever met online have Klinefelter syndrome. I love that, especially given that most of them do not show any outward symptoms of having Klinefelters. I just love that, though. It's like, I'm more woman than you. Oh, the other ones say that they were born hermaphroditic and their parents did this or that. Chose the wrong sex for them. And the way I look at it is not likely. There's very few people that have that, and usually they're made female. So if you're a male to female, it's different than a female to male. That's one of the fires that we saw.
No, this one was
it was. It's off of I-90.
Yes, my uncle just told me it exploded.
Yeah, I know, but we just saw a fire going near I-90. But that's in Moses Lake.
Several structures that caused propane tank to explode. Propane tank started a fire between Frontage Road and I-90, leading a temporary closure of the highway. There was the fire was quickly extinguished.
Okay, so that's not one of the 3 that we saw when we were coming back by bus. Yes, there was one going on off to the left just as we were getting to the turn off to Quincy. There was another one heading off about 2 miles off the road, about a mile from that point. And
the fire was a bit visible from Rita, but here's the thing I wanted to share. That you guys be careful in this world. It says right here, the propane tank traveled 1,000 feet through the air and started a fire in 11 haystacks in the east.
Wow.
To the east, I should say, yeah. So I wanted to check that out because my uncle was like, go outside your house and check it out. And then he was kind of cranky. I said, well, we're on the bus and we saw it then. So, but yes, Aaron and I, the whole thing about Klinefelter syndrome is I don't have Klinefelter. My therapist said it's genetics with me. But you talk to these people.
It's amazing, though, just how many say that they have it. It's like, I'm more tranny than you. I'm more genetic than you. And as I said, there's a bunch of them out there that claim to be hermaphroditic. And the doctors chose the wrong sex.
Intersex. Yes, I have friends that tell me all the time.
Oh, that's a moppy.
And then you get these lying douchebags that are trans that say, oh, well, I got an extra chromosome. My genetic female DNA is XX. Like the other day, I had a douchebag tell me this.
Yeah, that's Klinefelter's.
No, Klinefelter's three X's and a
Y. No. That's hermaphroditic.
No,
you were just looking it up with Tula.
Tula's three X's and a Y.
But Tula was hermaphroditic.
Go ahead.
I am right. We had that argument yesterday. You proved it. It said she had Klinefelter's, but then it went to say that she was born with both parts.
Let's look. Anyways.
It doesn't really matter. It's just a matter that transgendered people, almost all of them, will make this argument.
Alright, says sometimes you can have 2 X's and a
or
Y.
Or 4 X's and a Y.
Tula was 4 X's and a Y.
No, she was 3 X's and a Y. It even said on the website about her.
Anyways, apparently...
But she was apparently born with both parts, too. But, as I said, though, usually when the person's born with both parts, they don't have testicles, so the doctor usually chooses to snip off the penis thing rather than sew up the vaginal area. So, why would they be going from male to female if they had both?
Yeah, well, all I want...
It doesn't make sense. It's obviously bull.
Yeah, well...
And as I said, though, transgender people are among the greatest liars. They learn
in the world.
because they want this so bad, they obsess about it that they're afraid that the doctors aren't going to give it to them, so they even lie to their doctors about things. They're great liars. They're great deceivers. They don't want people to know they were ever born male, and they don't want anybody to ever know that they were male at all. So they want to sleep with straight guys who don't know that they were born women or men. It's horrible.
Yeah, and then you got people like them saying to me that I'm not transgendered enough. Then my therapist turns around and says, no, you're transgendered more than enough from these young
But your therapist doesn't understand why I have a problem with most of them, but I don't have a problem with Rita. Rita doesn't try to hide who she is. That's one thing I have respect for Rita for.
Change the motor oil in him.
Yeah, I know, he stinks. As I said, he smells like a corn tortilla, though, but it stinks.
See?
He was rolling in something this morning outside. Probably fryer oil or grease or something. Anyways, her therapist doesn't understand why I have no problem with her, but I have a problem with a lot. Rita is honest about who she is. She's never once tried to hide the fact she was born male. She doesn't really care. She's just happy being herself. She does what she wants to. If she wants to smoke a cigar, she's going to smoke a cigar. If she wants to work on the engine of a car, she will work on the engine of a car. Even though she doesn't know how.
I can doll myself up just like most girls and, and enjoy myself. I mean, like today, Aaron and I are sitting there, and Aaron says, here, hon, I got you a black and mild wine flavor. Now, wine flavor, you could say, oh, yeah. And me and Aaron sitting there, and Aaron's like this. Rita. I'm like, okay. Rita, I said something to the start of the conversation. He says, "Yeah, most tranny women want a girly girl drinks." I says, "Yeah, but they tell me I'm not tranny when I sit there and say, give me a bottle of bourbon and let me drink it." And they're turning around like, "Ah, that's a man's drink."
Yeah, I usually have like this chocolate mousse drink that I found. Ooh, it's so good. With
Strawberry daiquiris.
with a little whipped cream and some shaved chocolate on top. Oh, it's so good.
I like electric iced teas. I like strawberry daiquiris. I like orange flavored beers, and I like the tarantula things. I like electric iced teas, Long Island iced teas, and I like bourbon and scotches and other whiskeys. And my Klondike bars. But you know what? I don't sit there and say, "Oh, I need this." I mean, hell.
Are you a girl drink drunk? Not really, because you like straight up whiskey.
I want to say to you all that when it comes to this one drink, I love Aaron to make, and if we can get a hold of it again, he's making me some margaritas.
Well, you also like bent nails. Or rusty nails.
Or bloody nails.
Yeah,
that's a drink.
What I was trying to say, though, is a lot of genetic women, they'll drink bourbon straight up, too. But for some reason, most transgender women I've ever met, when you talk to them about drinking, it's usually some very, very...
fruity drink.
Yeah, it's like, I need this with my mango, or I need a pina colada. It's like, you know what? Those are something you can make.
I knew a tranny, and I keep talking about it. I call them Manifer. I'm not going to give the name. They gave up drinking. They gave up drinking everything except girly girl drinks and mudslides. Oh, if it's not a chocolate mudslide, I can't drink it. Really? That is an interesting concept. Anyways, I don't deceive, I don't do this, and I don't do, all this stuff. I mean, hell, I've already told the doctors I'm not that attractive, but he says, well, since you can't get facial feminization right now, when you have surgery, your estrogen levels will go into super mode because there's no male hormones to block anymore because there's none being made. So there you have it, So the doctor knows what he's doing. It's just a long, tedious task of doing stuff. We also wanted to tell you in this video, me and Aaron's going to have to make some appointments to go and see the dentist yet again. So that is what is on the plan for right now. I also asked my sister that I love dearly to help me out find a UPC code for a sausage. And sausages I like, so she's going to look into that for me. Johnsonville, Chipotle, Monterey, Cheddar.
The way you said it just sounded wrong.
I'm trying to have a humor.
You need a UPC for a sausage from the meat man. Alright, sounds like you're a regular old tranny. I need to have the number for your sausage, meat man. That's just wrong.
Yes, it's wrong, but you know what? It was wrong the way it said it, but you know what? It was just funny, the way he basically said it. So I was just checking real quick here. Here we go. Johnsonville brats. I don't like Italian sausage. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I asked for Chipotle and Monterey Jack, and
Chipotle and Monterey Jack. Yep, there it is.
And it says right there where to find it. It just says my local Safeway.
Yeah,
I was just there, and the guy. See, look at that. Oh, Walmart. Find it at Walmart. Okay, you see, that's what I'm looking for. So, that's the sausages. But the funny thing is like I said, as I told several people, I am a beautiful elegant German woman who loves her sausages. I told that to my sister, but
you love sausage.
bratwursts I like. So anyways, me and Aaron's going to have to make a time next month, for the next few months, I think, to go and get some teeth worked on, so it's all taken care of before our trip to another state. So anyways, as you guys can see, all is well. Also, so before I go, I want to share something with you all.
You do?
I wanted to say this bottle costed $6.80.
Here, I'll show my juggling skills. Give me that one.
No, you're not. Just put those
No,
booze bottles
I
away.
need that
No, no, just. Anyways,
She's gonna juggle now.
no. Anyways, this was a $6 bottle. It's a green label, which I've never had a green.
I don't even know what the difference is between green and black. You do know you're almost an hour on a video.
Yes,
That's supposed to be
hold
short.
on.
And I was going to play a game today.
Well, you can still do it.
Yeah, but only up until dinner time, and I'm losing my time for your video.
Yes, well, anyways, somewhere in this bottle collection there is a black jug somewhere, and it'll explain the differences.
Well, go back.
Anyways, to you all, I gotta upload this so he can play his game. I don't think he wants to be on the online servers, but anyways, my pipe camper was on the floor.
It's where you put it.
I moved it. I don't want it on my hardbound book because it's got, pipe resin on it. So, anyways, so we're going to look into getting the dental thing done. I will make another update video after I see the psychiatrist. I might have to go through a few more appointments, but we don't know what it's going to entail or expect.
Maybe they'll check you into the local hospital, too.
No, that would be you.
I'm kidding.
Anyways,
Jeez, don't get all pissy.
I get pissy because I'm not being checked in anywhere because I am an American. I'm a blue-blooded American, or a red-blooded American, as some would say, and I believe everyone's rights should be not tampered with. So, with that said, everyone, and I'm sorry to say, and this calling me, please, everyone, add and subscribe. Please post comments. You won't be getting another update video because we're not going into town the 20th. And we're going into town the 31st. So, we'll let you know how the psychiatrist goes. So, please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Thank you. And may God bless the world.